it is the case that you don't have those as yet, I'm going to give you a minute or two to go and get that, and then they can start. Well, not a minute, a few seconds. All right, everybody's supposed to have their two little things now, so we are ready. So what it is that we're going to focus on today, we will solve a real-world problem that involves describing geometric patterns and making predictions for them, identifying the mirror line as being a line of symmetry, identifying and drawing the following polygons, triangles, squares, and irregular quadrilaterals, including rectangles, reading and interpreting bar graphs, using a grid of unit squares to find the area of any shape, and adding fractions with like denominators. If it is the case that you're seeing any of this for the first time, never fear. As I said, if you have any questions, just go ahead and ask them and we can move forward. So here is our sample performance task. The new recreational park. The Citizens Association of your community wants to redesign the space for the recreational park. The current design has several walkways that lead to different facilities in the park. It also has two rectangular sections, one for the common playground and the other for the children's playground. Now, how many of you are familiar with the recreational park? Do we have any recreational parks in Jamaica? Can anyone tell me? Where do we have a recreational park? Anyone? You can type it in the chat. You can use the raise hand feature, whatever works for you. What is a recreational park though? Do we have one here in Jamaica? No, man, on the quiet so. No one? No recreational park? What is a recreational park? Do we have one? Have you ever been to one? All right, first, Jesus, somebody is answering. Hope Gardens. All right. Just Hope Gardens is alone though. One to the big old one there, the fancy one with the two persons at the front. Is there water in between? I think they have water around them. All right. Miss Robin said, I haven't gone there. All right. Foundation Prep Emancipation Park. I didn't know that Foundation Prep had an Emancipation Park. Oh, Foundation Prep Emancipation Park. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Emancipation Park. No, Emancipation Park, if you have ever been, they have a nice little running track. There is I don't think they have slides. I'm not sure if they have slides. So let us think about it as us trying to design something for them. We are trying to design the play area for them. So we know the common area. If any one of you would have been to the Emancipation Park, we know that there is a section there. There is a little rubber area where persons can jog. And then they have the pattern tiles similar to the ones that are at the clock. Those pattern blocks that they have out there that they would have resurfaced recently. They have some of those. So that would have been a recreational part that they're having to consider. They're taking into consideration, or that we are designing. So just have your mind there. Even if you have never been, when you're through here, everything is on Google. You can even find a video so you can see what it is like. And in the summer, ask mommy or daddy if you can go there and look at what it is and take into consideration what we would have done here today. Now, let's go. So for the first part, let's say as a member of the committee, your task is to use the geometric patterns for the current walkways to create similar design for new walkways. Make the requested change to the common playground and interpret the results of the survey commissioned by the Citizens Association. And use the results of the survey to do the redesign. So you're going to get some information. So you're going to use that information to kind of decide what it is that you're going to do here. So this is the first part. designing the walkways and common playground. So the main walkway is made up of bricks in the shape of squares and triangles. Other paths that lead to different parts of the park intersect the main walkway at right angles. Sections of a few walkways are shown, but shape 1 and 5 are incomplete. So we see a lot of things happening. We see shape 1, they say shape 1 not finished because it's one square that is there. Shape 2 is complete, shape 3 is complete, shape 4 is complete, and shape 5 is not complete. So what I want you to do for me is to tell me what you notice by looking at the paths that are already completed. Do you notice anything? Is there anything that is happening that stands out to you based on what is showing here? Again, you can use the raise hand feature. You don't have to just type in the chat. Go ahead and use the raise hand feature. Once you raise your hand, I will go ahead and unmute you and we can start having this conversation. Why I don't want you to just be typing in the chat, a lot can be misinterpreted while you are typing. All right. One person said 1 is bigger than 1. Yes, the parts are bigger. They're bigger. Is bigger. I don't think bigger is the word that I would use. Is there another term that could be used? So you realize that shape 2, shape 3, and shape 4 would have been pathways already completed. All right, I'm seeing a hand. Let me go ahead and unmute. Whoop. The first hand I saw was... Oh, it's the only hand. It's still there. Okay, go ahead. Mrs. Graham.
Good morning.
Good
I am
morning.
Anthony Graham from Denby Primary.
All right. Graham, no, tell Mr. Me here, Mr. Tell the answer question, tell Mr. we not want to hear no more. So you are your time now.
Okay.
What do you notice?
So I realized that some geometric shape, they consist geometric shapes, they consist more than the others.
They do what?
They consist more than the other squares.
I'm not fully understanding what you're trying to say, so say it another way for me. All right, compare shape 2 and shape 3. What do you notice with shape 2 and shape 3? Just compare those two for me.
They have more square than the other one.
All right, so you have to be more specific now. Does shape 2 have more squares than shape 3? So you have to be more specific.
Yes.
Which one? Yes. Shape 2 has more shapes than shape 3?
No.
So tell me which one, so I know what it is that you're saying.
3 has more than 2.
Shape 3 has more what?
Squares.
All right, so shape 3 has how many squares?
6.
All right, awesome. And shape 2 has how many squares?
4.
Awesome. So what do you notice? Shape 2, you say have 4. Shape 3 has 6. What is the relationship between the number of squares? What happens each time? We had shape 2 at 4 squares, and then we have shape 3 at 6. Is there anything that is happening?
They increase by 2.
All right, they're increasing by 2. Thank you so much. Anyone else wants to share? Let me see, there is another hand. Kelly's Primary, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Victoria. I am from Kelly's Primary. I noticed that they are adding 2 squares each time in the pattern.
You notice they're adding 2 squares, so you realize that that would have been established from the get-go. So I want you to tell me now what we should use to complete shape 1. You're adding a little bit more to what the person would have said before. So what do you think shape 1 should look like? If they're adding 2 each time and shape 2 has 4 squares, how many squares do you think shape 1 should have? Did you go ahead and mute yourself? Oh my word. Let me go ahead and unmute you again. Kelly's Primary, go ahead.
I don't think she heard it. Go ahead. 3, Miss.
3, I would have 3 squares for shape 1.
Yes, Miss.
3 squares for shape 1. Where will I put the squares? Where will the squares go? And you mute yourself again. All right. Miss Townsend. I know I messed up with that last name, but go ahead, Miss Claudia.
Good morning, Miss. It's South Savannah Primary, and I have Malvin here who wants to speak.
All right. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Malvin.
There should be 3 squares.
Speak up. Speak up, not Malvin. Mister, you here?
I'm hardly hearing, like I'm having to push my face in my laptop screen to really hear what he's saying. Speak up, man, Malvin. Come and know when Miss have to call to you, you talk very loud. Come, Malvin.
Wait. Come on, Lacey. Just come right. 1 minute, Miss Edwards. Right here, Lacey.
Did you fall off? I'm not hearing. All right, let me go to Miss Briscoe. Miss Briscoe, you can go ahead and unmute.
Shape 1 with Shape 1 we need 1 triangle. Good morning.
The only thing that I'm hearing is Frankfield Primary. Go ahead and tell me your name, darling. You're from Frankfield Primary. What's your name?
Tweedside.
Tweedside. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry.
Shape 1 would need 1 triangle and 2 squares.
Shape 1, you're saying 1 triangle and 2 square. All right, we're going to check that out and see. Thank you so much, Tweedside Primary. Miss Anderson, go ahead and unmute.
Excuse me.
Yes, dear.
Excuse me. Primary and my name is Tarantana and
I didn't hear the school. Wait, I didn't hear the school name.
Ali Primary.
Ali. All right. Yes, dear.
And at shape 1 there is supposed to be 2 triangles.
2 triangles.
Square.
2 squares. So tell me how I would put those 2 squares. What? Wait. Let me get my pen so you can guide me and you can tell me if I'm right. Let me get my pen. All right. What goes in this spot here? What should go here? You can see my pointy?
No.
See it here, man. See it here? What should go in this box? What should go in this box here?
Miss a triangle.
A triangle? Why you think a triangle should go here?
Miss because shape 2, shape 3, and shape 4 has a triangle.
But why a triangle here? Why I couldn't put the triangle down here, so?
Miss because that is not in a straight line. Not
So
even
what's-
know.
what- Anyone else in the class that wants to try? She said the triangle should go here, but I want to know why why should the triangle be here? Thank you, Ali Primary. Let me try someone else. I hope everyone is listening because once I click on you, you should be able to answer the question that I am asking. So you have to be paying attention. Go ahead, Mrs. Martin. Oh, it shouldn't have been Mrs. Martin. It should have been Mr. Williamson.
Good morning, Brixton Hill Primary.
All right, Mrs. Martin, good morning.
Good
I need
morning.
someone now to tell me no.
Jordan is going to respond from Jordan Speak.
Come,
She's
Jordan.
asking.
Good morning.
Do you think
Good
a triangle
morning.
should go here? Good morning, Jordan. Do you think a triangle should go here? Or do I need
Yes,
to
miss.
erase this? But why? Why should the triangle go here and not down at this box here?
Because you need one. It's like a pattern going.
Don't talk to him, let him speak, please. Speak up, Jordan.
It's adding one to each pattern in each shape. One triangle. There was supposed to be a triangle and one go down.
So you said the triangle goes here. So
Yes,
where I have the
miss.
triangle, it is fine. And what goes below the triangle?
One more square.
Why? Why do you think that that is the case or that should happen? Why do you think that this should happen like this? Is there anything that suggested that this is the way it's supposed to go?
Yes, it's a pattern.
Right,
It's
speak
a
up.
pattern. And shape 2 had what?
Two squares, one triangle, two going down.
All
Again.
right. Shape 3 had?
Three squares going across. One
Wait, which
triangle.
direction is that? Is that horizontal? When you say going across, is that horizontal or vertical?
Horizontal.
All
Vertical.
right. Woo, which one? Wait. Let me get my pen. Which direction is this?
Which direction she's showing you? You can see it? Yeah, she's
Turn
asking.
here. Which direction is that?
Horizontal.
All right. And this is what?
Vertical.
Awesome. Great job. So, all right, you're saying one square, a triangle, and another square. That is what we should have for pattern 1, right?
Yes, miss.
All right. Thank you so much, Jordan. Mr. Williamson, I skipped over you before. I'm so sorry. Go ahead and unmute, Mr. Williamson. Mr.
Oh,
Williams.
I'm sorry. Yes. Good morning,
Good
Prospect
morning.
Primary. My student, Kishane Garrison, would like to respond to you, miss.
All right,
Go ahead,
Kishane.
Kishane.
Go ahead, Kishane. Kishane, no. We are at shape 5. What do you think should happen for shape 5, Kishane?
There should be 5 squares at the horizontal and 5 squares at the vertical.
Boy, Kishane, me like how you pay attention and I use up the words, But there's something that is missing. You have to tell me why. You can't just have me write like mad woman.
The triangle,
You have to
miss.
tell me why. The triangle is missing, but why should we have 5? Why do you think we need 5 though?
Because it's for vertical, it's going by 1 square, and then for
Fix
the
that up,
horizontal.
Kishane. No, wait, Kishane. What do you mean by going by 1? You have to speak clearly so I can understand, Remember, say me and us are together, So you have to tell me what is happening. What you mean by it's going by 1? What does that mean, sir?
Miss, it's increasing by 1.
So for each shape, we're increasing by 1. So for shape 4, how many squares we had horizontally?
You have 4.
All right. So for shape 5, we would have?
5.
All right, awesome. And then after those 5 squares horizontally, what comes next?
Triangle.
A triangle. And then vertically we have what?
5 squares, Miss.
5 squares. Thank you so much, Kishen. All right, so now that we got through that part, I hope everybody understand what is happening or where we are going with this. 1 is bigger than 1, longer. Add 2. So I'm seeing in the comment that most persons are following along with us, but let us see how this, let me just erase this little drawing here. And then we can go from there. All right, let's go now. No, this is what the pattern would look like. So we would have a square, triangle, sorry, and a square for shape 1. And for shape 5, as most persons would have stated, this is a pattern. Each time we realize we are increasing 1 on the horizontal side and 1 on the vertical side. So that's the same thing that we do for shape 5. And because it is shape 5, we realize that we would have had 5. So we go 1, whoops. Would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Then we have a triangle, and then going vertically now, we have 5 more squares. Awesome. So we would have completed that part. You realize that we're going through and it's not so hard. So let's go. This other part now, you are being asked to design the walkway. Design the walkway to the snack joint. Shape 9 is the walkway that leads to the snack joint. Based on the design of the other shapes, how many squares and triangles would this walkway have? You may use the grid to help you. So based on what it is that we would have been doing so far, who can tell me how many squares we will need in order to get to the snack joint, considering that it would be shape 9. Let me see if I had any hands. All right, Mrs. Well, me hear from Mrs. Martin already, you know. Push Mrs. Martin. Mrs. Lloyd, go ahead, Mrs. Lloyd. Mrs. Lloyd, you can go ahead and unmute.
Good morning, Miss. The Ann was up for another answer.
My. All right, please to lower those hands for me. If these are hands from the other question, please to lower them because I'm going to be calling based on what I'm seeing. So for this part now, I want someone from the class to tell me what shape 9 would look like to lead to the snack joint. What do you think it would look like? Mrs. Simpson, go ahead, Mrs. Simpson. Mrs. Simpson, you can go ahead and unmute.
Good morning.
Good
Roseville
morning.
Primary.
All right. Who will we be
Hello.
talking to this morning?
Johnson.
Speak up, Natasha.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tashi Johnson.
Tashik? Tash
I think it would be 9 horizontally, then
Tashik, what happened? 9 horizontally, then what?
then a triangle,
Then a
and
triangle.
9 vertical.
All right. So Tashik, thank you so much,
So she's
Tashik.
saying, I'm not sure if you're hearing her. She's saying 9 vertically, 1 triangle, and then 9 horizontal.
Yes, man, I heard her loud and clear. Thank you so much, Tashik. And let us see if you're actually right. We realize I want to use up the words horizontally and vertically. I'm so proud right now. So let us see if that is in fact true. Let us check. So, you're counting? This is what I have. So let me just go ahead and tick it off and let us see. So count with me now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Tashik did say 9 horizontally. Then we have 1 triangle. And then we have 9 vertically. So let us go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Awesome, Tashik, and everybody else who thought that was right. So let us move on to the other part now. You know, realize that it's not so hard though. So no worry, stress out on yourself about the exam. It will be a breeze. Don't stress. So let us go now. So this is what they're saying now. Designing the walkway to the snap joint. They're asking, well, you notice, what is happening here? We realize that shape 1, we have 2 squares. Shape 2, we have 4 squares. Shape 3, 6 squares. Shape 4, 8 squares. Shape 5, 10 squares. But I'm a little bit confused as to what is happening here. It's like them a boom flick and a jump all over the place. So who can help me to understand what it is that they are doing here? Because I don't think I'm so sure of what is happening right here. So I'm going back. Remember, if you had hands raised prior to this, I'm going to ask that you lower them so we can just get some fresh hands. All right. Mrs. Sharp, go ahead and unmute. Mrs. Sharp.
Recording. Rock River Primary here.
Yes,
Mira,
Mrs.
let's
Sharp.
see.
Who is
Which
going to
one?
respond now?
Walter is here. Okay. Romero.
So, miss, each
Yes.
time the shape number, miss, they double it for the amount of squares, miss.
So they double it. What double mean though? That word are kind of big for me now.
Times
Me not so
multiply it by 2, miss.
all right. Multiply it by 2. But is there another way I have to multiply? What if me not so hard on the multiplication? Is there another way that I could do it instead of multiplying?
Add the same number of the shapes.
Say that again. Say that again. You say I
Miss,
can double it. I
Miss,
can multiply by
same
2.
number, miss. This the same number, miss. You add it again, miss.
What that mean? I'm confused now. Give me an example.
So 1 to 3 equals 6.
Oh, so 3 plus 3 is 6. Oh, so okay, that makes sense. So the shape number, I have 1 shape. So I say 1 plus 1, and that's how I get the 2. Right. So I said 2 plus 2 for the shape. So they say shape 2. So I'm going to add the 2 plus the 2, and that's how I get 4. All right, cool. Thank you so much for that. And thank you so much for explaining so clearly. Thank you. So let us look what happens here now. So you say if we're doubling, that means 9 plus 9 would give us the 18. Or they said I can say 9 times 2, which gives us 18. All right, awesome. So the rule that you state, add 2 squares to the shape that comes just before, or 1 to the left and 1 to the bottom, or we can say we add 1 to the horizontal side and 1 to the vertical. Any which way you fix it, it's the same thing. So that would be how it is that we would state the rule. Now, you realize that the first part a while ago was fun and nice. So here is where we're going to bump up it a little bit more. So they said the common playground now. The diagram above shows the common playground in the park. It has 2 triangular sections for exercise, and the other part is a grass section for picnics. Read that again. The diagram above shows the common playground in the park. It has 2 triangular sections for the exercise, and the other 2 parts is a grass section for picnics. So what they're asking you to do now is to write the word picnic in the section, in the picnic section, and E in the exercise section. So since I am the only one that is able to write on my screen, I want someone to tell me what to write. Who is that going to be now? Mrs. Gordon? You can go ahead and unmute Mrs. Gordon. All right, I'm not hearing from Mrs. Gordon. Mrs. Graham, go ahead.
Okay, so good morning,
Good morning. Which school are you representing?
Denby Primary.
Awesome. So tell me now, I have my marker ready. Where do I write E and where do I write the picnic?
Okay, so you would normally write the P in the green part and the E in the two reddish pinkish parts.
All right, me like an explanation. We're not so sure about the color. So me like how you describe it. So picnic goes here. Remember, Miss Edwards don't write bad all the time. Here, it's just that I'm using my mouse. So here is where you said picnic should go.
Yes, miss.
And you said the pinkish reddish part is where I should put E.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Let's see if that is right now. I could check and see if what you tell me is in truth true. Because I'm not so sure. So let us see. So yeah, you're on point. Thank you so much for that. So there we have it. So now that we have that out of the way, we are going to go ahead and move on to the next part and see what it is that they are requiring. So I want someone else. What type of quadrilateral is the picnic section? What type? Come now, Alston Primary. What type of quadrilateral is the picnic section? Alston Primary, you can go ahead and unmute. Remember, say if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you just don't know. Here's where we're going to figure it out. Alston Primary, ready?
Hi, morning.
Good morning.
All right. Come on.
Morning.
Good morning, hon. What type of quadrilateral is the picnic area? You ever seen anything like that before?
Oh, miss.
No? What do you think it is?
Never seen a triangle?
What shape is it? Just tell me what you think. If it right, and if it wrong. Guess what? This is the first and the last place that you will make this mistake. Don't feel bad about it. Because I know that is I know you alone don't know. But we're going to figure it out today. What shape does it look like to you?
It looks like an equilateral triangle.
It looks like an equilateral triangle, but let us fix some things first. I just have one question for you. How many sides does a triangle have?
3 sides.
3 sides. How much sides do you see on this? Come, make we count them. These are the things that you're going to use to eliminate what you might think. We're not going to always get it right all the time, but once you keep trying, it's not a problem. So let us look now. Let me get, I'm going to use a red. So come now, count. This is one of the side. As I say, I'm using my mouse. Not true? Hello?
Yes, miss.
All right, and then this is the next one down here, so. How much that we gone?
2.
All right, and then one next, little squeeze up one down here, so. Jesus. How much that?
3.
All right, you see, and we have one more side leave, not true? So we have to knock out triangle out of it, yes? If you look at it from afar, it kind of shaped like one. Like I could see how you got that, but it is not that. But thank you so much for trying. But we are going to figure it out today. But I know me, I'm gonna be the one to tell you no. But thank you so much for trying.
Yes.
All right. Someone else wanted to say something? Go ahead and unmute Alston. I'm so swift with that mute button. Someone else was willing to help you?
It's a trapezoid triangle.
A trapezoid triangle? Not so sure about that something there, no, but let me find out. All right, let me remember, you know, we said that we just knocked out the triangle, you know, because we said a triangle has 3 sides and this one has 4. So we know for a fact that it is no type of triangle because all triangles have 3 sides. Do we agree on that?
Yes, miss.
Regardless of the type of triangle, how many sides does it have? Alston?
How many sides does a triangle have?
I'm not hearing. All right, then. All right. Let me go to the chat. I haven't been going to the chat, so let me go to the chat and see what is happening in the chat. Because we have to figure this out now, you know. All right. I see rectangle, triangle. All right, sanguinity. I see Mrs. Simpson, trapezium. All right. Trapezium, trapezoid. All right. So that is it. Let us get some things together. What can you tell me about a rectangle? Anyone? Describe a rectangle for me. If I asked you to tell me what a rectangle is, so the answer is in fact trapezium, but I saw a response there that said rectangle, and I want somebody to tell me what is a rectangle. How would you describe? If somebody asks you what is a rectangle, what would you say? And I'm going to Miss Pinnock. Go ahead, Miss Pinnock. Miss Pinnock, go ahead. Anyone in your class can explain to me or tell me what a rectangle is? All right, I'm going to Moravia Primary. Moravia Primary.
Right.
What is a rectangle? Just tell me a name and tell me what is a rectangle.
My name is Ramesh Foster. A rectangle is a shape with 4 sides and opposite sides are equal.
Awesome. I couldn't have said it any better. A rectangle has 4 sides and opposite sides are equal. So I don't want to hear nobody tell me about the 2 long sides and the 2 short sides. The opposite sides are equal. So when we think about that now, does the picnic area meet that criteria? The opposite sides are equal here. So let us look at the opposite sides now. So for this now, the opposite sides, let me use a different color. So that means this side and this side are opposite sides. And then this side is opposite to this side. And he said that opposite sides are equal. Was the criteria met in this shape? But everybody can see, down to the blind can see that it wasn't met here. Because when we're looking at the yellow strokes, those 2 sides are not equal. So you use those things, you use what you know to try to sieve out what the answer is. So even if you're not sure, you use the method of elimination because firstly, we know that it doesn't have 3 sides, so it could not have been a triangle. And based on what we know about rectangles, we know that opposite sides are equal. Yes, a rectangle has 4 sides, but opposite sides are equal. And this shape does not meet that criteria. So when you're going through the motions, just go through and remember it is all that would have been discussed in class so we can go through the process. So let us look at the other question now. They're asking now, how many unit squares does the entire common playground cover? How many unit squares does the entire playground cover? How many unit squares does the entire playground cover? Miss Smith? Go ahead, Miss Smith. Normally Smith. Parkall, go ahead. Remember, if your hand was raised from the previous question, please to lower it. All right, let me go to Reed. I don't want to pronounce the first name because I don't want to spoil it. And I lost you. I lost you. All right, Miss Smith, your microphone is open. Go ahead. How many units square does the entire common playground cover? Ready, Parkall Primary?
Yes.
All right, how many unit squares?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27,
33.
33.
We're gonna read the question, you know. How many unit square does the entire common playground cover? How many you said?
Sorry, coming back again.
All right. Remember, the playground includes the picnic area and the exercise area. Miss Stedman, go ahead. Miss Stedman, you can go ahead and unmute. If you want to zoom it up on your screen so the students are able to count, not a problem. Allow them to take their time. Whatever method it is that they are using, it is okay. Mr. Samuel. Oh, sorry. Mr. Palmer. You can go ahead and unmute. Mr. Palmer.
Yes, Miss.
Name of the school that you're representing?
Achievers High and Capital School.
All right, go ahead. How many unit squares does the entire common playground cover?
30.
30? Tell me how you got the 30. Where did you start counting from? It's only a pity that I cannot share, ma. Give your control of the screen so you can show me how you got the 30. All right, let me go to the chat and see what is happening in the chat. All right, I'm seeing from Mrs. Simpson 60 cents, input cent. Kelly's Primary 60, Miss Roberts 60 units square. So let us check. Now remember, this is the common playground area. So all of this area here. So let us go ahead and count to see what it is. So we are going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So we have 60 unit squares. So remember they said that the entire common playground. So this would include the picnic and the exercise area. So that is the entire path that they're talking about. Any questions based on this one? All right. Here is another question now. Let me see. I saw some things coming up in the chat. All right. One person also suggested that, let me go back and see. They said 12 by 5. Let me see how they came up with the 12 by 5. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this side, this vertical side is 5 units long. And they're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the horizontal side is 12 units long. It's 12 units wide. So they said 12 by 5 would give us 60. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Next, we are asking you to allow older and younger children to play safely. The Citizens Association requested that the playground have 2 separate sections that are symmetrical to each other. So you know, you wouldn't want the babies playing up with the big kids because they're going to jump and shove and push and someone might get hurt. They don't want that to happen. So they're asking you to draw a broken line on the diagram to show where the playground will be separated. But then use this fatty boom boom word, and I don't think I fully understand what the word means. Here is the word that they're using. Who can tell me what this word means? Anyone? Symmetrical. What does it mean? I'm not so sure what this means. So who can explain this to me? I would really appreciate it. Symmetrical. Miss Edwards, go ahead. You can unmute, Miss Edwards. Wait there.
She wants to hear.
It's still morning,
She's
baby.
not going to hear. Oh. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. School and name, please. The schools you're representing and your name.
Ashley Primary. My name is Daniel Anderson.
All right, Mr. Anderson. What the word mean? You're going to help me out this morning because I'm not so sure what this means. What does this mean? Symmetrical.
Symmetrical means that both sides must look the same.
Both sides must look the same.
Now, when you cut the shape, each side must look equal.
So when we cut it, each side must be equal.
It must be the same, must have the same.
Miss.
No.
Because I don't
Somebody
know why
wants to help Danielle?
Yes, because I don't know why I hear your voice so strong. And Miss Edwards, no whispering in the background either.
No,
Move
I'm
as
not.
far away as you can from them and leave them
okay.
be. Come now. Who
Good
wants to help
morning.
Mr. Anderson? Good morning.
My name is Ariana Williams.
All right, Ariana, you have a pretty name. What do you think symmetrical mean?
Same.
The same? How
Yes.
same? Just same so?
No, miss.
So flesh it up now. Let me understand what you're saying.
It's when you cut a shape or object in the middle, both sides must be the same.
So they must fit on top of each other and they must look, none must be fatter than none. You know, like sometimes when I don't know if this is a good example. Like your mommy ever peel orange and she cut it up little. Would that be symmetrical?
No, miss.
Why?
Because both sides are not the same. One side is larger and one side is smaller.
All right. Thank you so much for that. All right. So, I miss gone far now. All right. Thank you so much. So, question. So, can I ask you this though? Where do you think I should cut? Should I cut the playground horizontally? Because we're using those nice words. Should I cut it horizontally or vertically? Which way you think I should cut it?
Vertical.
No, man, it sound like I ask me, not sound like you're sure. You must be sure, man. So I'm going to put in some numbers at the bottom now, and you tell me where you think. Since I cannot give you my screen, control of my screen, I'm going to put some number, right?
Yes.
The number them now go so pretty, but you get where I'm getting at. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. As me say, I'm so sorry for the numbers. So where do you think? You say vertical. Which one of these vertical lines would I draw my broken line to show that it is symmetrical? At?
Number 8.
No, you sure?
Yes, miss.
You sure?
Yes, miss.
So question now. Why me couldn't cut it so horizontally and go so nice? Broke it so. Why I couldn't do it like this?
Miss, both sides won't look the same.
All right. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a pat on the shoulder. You did an awesome job. So what they're suggesting is that we cut it vertically. So let us see if that is what I have. Let me erase all of it and see. So that would be my broken line. And both sides would be symmetrical. Because when I fold it, they would map onto each other perfectly. No side would be bigger than the other and they would be the same as I was told before. No. What is another name of the broken line? What is the name that we give to that line? Is there a name? Is there a special name that we give to that line? Anyone can help me out with that? Miss Dias, go ahead and unmute Miss Dias. We have the line from the previous section. So what I want to know now, is there a special name that we have for that line? Wait, let me go back to that. There is the line. So we want to know if there is a special name. Miss Dias, go ahead and unmute. Miss Dias? Go ahead, Foundation Prep. Your microphone is open. I'm not hearing anyone though. All right. Miss Campbell, no, the people are moving so fast. Miss Lloyd, Mrs. Lloyd. Go ahead, Mrs. Lloyd.
It's
Go ahead, children.
mirror line.
Mirror line. But why you think a mirror line? Why you think mirror line? Mirror, someone me stand up and look for myself. Why a mirror line? Why you think?
Closer, hurry up.
It's a reflection.
It's a, oh, look at you. Thank you so much. It is a reflection. Thank you so much, Cross Primary.
From
It's
Chandler's
Chandler's
pen.
pen. I am so sorry, Mrs. Lloyd. It is a reflection. Nicely stated. All right, so let us go back. That was the question that was asked. Mirror line or a line of symmetry. Those are the options. And Ariana, I hope I didn't butcher your name, would have stated before that we could have cut it horizontally because them they not gonna match up any at all. So we couldn't have done that. So this would not have been an option. Now, for the last section, we're getting there. Don't worry yourself. We're getting there. Second to last section. And you're doing awesome. You're doing an awesome job. So don't worry on yourself. So here is the part now. They are saying selecting equipment for the children's activity. So you know, at a recreational park, we want to ensure that there's a space where you can go and you can enjoy yourself. You can have a lot of things. But not everyone likes everything that is on the playground. So some persons might like the slide. Some persons might like the seesaw. Some people might like the monkey bar and some persons might like the swing. So everyone has preferences. And some people might just love everything because it's just their thing to move around, and that is okay. So they're saying that a survey was conducted with some children who use the playground frequently to determine the activity most liked by them. The bar graph below shows the results. So this is based on the students. You know, you would have gone on at the playground and you would have seen the same set of picnic every single time. So based on the fact that they're always there, they would have been a part of the survey. They would have been asked the question, which activity you like? Or which activity do you like the most? And this is what they came up with. So my question to you, how many students like seesaw? Wait, let me find you guys back. Seesaw, how many students like the seesaw? Let's start from the top. Miss Anderson, go ahead. How many students like the seesaw?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Give him a bit primary and 3 persons like the seesaw.
But baby, I didn't get your name. What's your name? Oh God, and she hung up. So yes, you are correct. 3 persons like the seesaw from Give Me a Bit Primary. All right. So we are looking at Miss Sharp. Go ahead for the slide. How many students like the slide? How many persons like the slide?
Slide. Slide.
10 students like the slide. Awesome. Next, we're looking at Alston Primary. Go ahead, Alston Primary. How many students like the monkey bars?
How many students like the monkey bar? How many? Come answer. Answer.
8.
8 students like the monkey bar. Awesome. Next, we have Reed. Go ahead, Reed. Sean, I really don't want to butcher the first name. Go ahead, I accidentally mute your back. Go ahead. Swing. How many students like the swing?
9, miss.
9 students. And which school are you representing?
Achievers Fortune High.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, thank you so much. So we heard 8 for the monkey bars and 9 for the swing. And then one more question. Nayoka Jarrett, go ahead. I want to know how many students took part in the survey. How many students took part in the survey? Miss Jarrett? You can go ahead and unmute, Miss Jarrett. All right, let me see if the answer is in the chat. I want to know how many students took part in the survey. Miss Jarrett, are you able to speak? Because I'm not hearing. Can anyone type it in the chat for me? How many students took part in the survey? All right, I'm seeing the answer here from Miss Des, Miss Watts, 30 students. Thank you so much. All right, so it is indeed 30. So we got 30. All right, so for the next part, we're asked to write it as a fraction of the number of students. So we want the seesaw, the fractional representation of the number of students that like the seesaw. So if 30 students took part in the survey and 3 students liked the seesaw, what fraction of the students liked the seesaw overall? All right, I'm seeing. All right. Miss Allison, go ahead and unmute. Mrs. Graham, go ahead and unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear. What fraction?
3/30.
We now go over no troubled waters. What's another way you can say the fraction? All right, I'm going to leave it. You see, because it is 30, if I give you this, look at the screen. If I give you this, what fraction is this?
1/4.
Oh, awesome. All right, so I will leave you with the over troubled waters. No problem. Thank you so much. So you said 3/30? Is there another way that I could have written that? Can I write it in a simpler way?
1/10.
1/10. Awesome. All right. Great job. Oh, Lord. I'm so sorry. I gave that one. So the slide would be 10/30. And then the monkey bars. Ooh, 4 pass primary. Come. Whoops. Julian, I unmuted you accidentally. I'm so sorry. 4 pass primary. You can go ahead and unmute. I want the fractional representation for the monkey bars. You're the fireman. Come closer. Come closer. I can hardly hear you.
I will be representing the Purpose and Infant School today. The monkey bars were 8 children were on board, so it would be
8 upon
30.
8/30. Thank you so much. Although it sounds like you're the back of the classroom. Thank you so much. All right, so it would be 8/30. And then for the swing, let me look in the chat's a blank. 330, 110 is upon 30. All right. Someone says Freetown Primary says for the swing is 4/15. Yes, if we're writing it in its simplest form, or 9 upon 30. Yes, thank you so much. And that would cover everything. Now, here's the other question that they're asking. How many children like the swing? We would have covered this already. And we know that. You can type it in the chat. How many students like the swing? 9. And they're asking, what is the most liked activity? What is the most liked activity? Miss Campbell, go ahead and unmute. What is the most liked activity? Anna K. Campbell, you can go ahead and unmute. What is the most liked activity? Mrs. Archer Reed, go ahead and unmute. What is the most liked activity?
The most liked activity is the slide.
Is the slide. Thank you very much. So the most liked activity is the slide. Awesome. What is the sample size of the survey? What is the sample size of the survey? What is the sample size? Archer Reed, go ahead. Stacey and Archer Reed. What is the sample size of the survey?
30.
30 what? 30 mangoes?
30 students.
30 students. Miss, I can hear you in the background. $30 students. All right. So here is the next part. The rectangular space for the children's playground is to be the same area as the space of the common playground in part B. Question: what was the area of the space for the common playground again? Anybody can tell me? What is the area of the common playground? Who remembers what that is? Miss Levy?
Another is 60.
60 what? 60 unit squares. Thank you. 60 unit squares. 60 unit squares. So keep that in mind. It will be divided into the following smaller geometric shapes for each activity. Triangle for seesaw, rectangle for slide, square for monkey bars, and trapezium for the swing. So this is the space that you have to work with. So you're going to forget about what they had with the picnic and the exercise, and you're going to try to figure out now how you're going to distribute the different items. Because they're saying that the seesaw should be there, the slide, monkey bars, and the swing. But the seesaw, the space that it occupies should be triangular. The space for the slide should be rectangular. The monkey bar should be square, and the swing should be a trapezium. So let us see. The triangle, rectangle, square, and trapezium use all of the space inside the large rectangle. And remember, someone would have stated that it is 60 unit squares that we had before. So here are some limitations that you have. There's a design of space for children's playground. The rectangle's dimension should be either 4 units by 15 units or 6 units by 10 units. So I want you to choose for the persons that do have the paper. That's why it would have been so good if you had the paper. I want you to choose a dimension. If you don't have the paper and you have a piece of paper in front of you, just draw it up which one you choose. I'm seeing some hands being raised. You have questions? Go ahead, Miss Campbell. Do you have a question? You can unmute, Miss Campbell. The hands that are currently raised, do you have questions? So I can just go ahead and unmute you and hear what the questions are. If not, please lower them. All right, thank you. Miss Edwards, do you have a question? Go ahead and unmute, Miss Edwards. Where is Mr. Edwards, go ahead. You have a question?
No, no, miss.
All right, lower your hand for me, please. Thank you. Miss Robinson, do you have a question? You can go ahead and unmute. Miss Robinson, there is a feedback, so you have to sort out the feedback so I can unmute you again because it's affecting me on this side. Miss Reed, go ahead and unmute. Do you have a question?
6 by 10 units.
All right, no problem, no problem. Wait, do you have the paper in front of you? You can go ahead and use. Do you have the paper in front of you?
Yes, miss.
So go ahead and draw it up. I was just asking if there's any question. I did not ask a question yet, but I was just asking if there's anyone that is not so clear on something that I could help. But go ahead and draw that up on your grade. Thank you. Mrs. Simpson. All right. So we are saying you get to choose a dimension. Which dimension did you choose? Someone said 6 by 10, no problem. So you are asked now to use the grid shown to draw the rectangle you choose for the children's playground. So if you have the paper in front of you, or if you have a blank paper or something, just draw up your grid. Both of them will be represented on mine, so just draw up yours. I'm giving you a few minutes to do that. For those that do, for the ones that don't worry yourself. I have you covered. Remember, the larger rectangle that we are using is stemming from the playground that we had before, and it was 60 square unit squares. So you have to take that into consideration, and there are 2 options. All right, while we are waiting for you to draw your rectangle, I'm asking the teachers if you have not yet stated the school that you are representing, as well as the students that are present with you, please go ahead and do so, as we need that for record purposes. We would really appreciate it. All right, remember there are two options that you have. You can use the 4 units by 15 units or the 6 units by 10 units and draw it up. I would like to see a few of them when you're through, so don't just think that you're just going to draw it and leave it there. I want a few persons to open the camera and show me what they have, so I can see what you did. How well you follow the instruction. Is anyone through that would like to open their camera and show me what they have so far? I would like to see one with 4 units by 15 units and another with 6 units by 10 units. Just raise your hand. This is the last section for the question. We think we should end at maybe about 11:30, thereabouts. All right, is anyone ready to show me what they have on their paper? Or are you still drawing? Just let me know. Let me stop sharing for a little while. You can use the raise hand feature. All right, wait. Put your hands up, man. All right. You can just, Miss Jarrett, you can go ahead and open your camera so I can see what you have. Go ahead, Miss Jarrett. Just open your camera so we can see what it is that you have. All right, read. I realize. Wait. Oh, Lord. I can't see. All right, tell you what. Read. I'm going to ask you to unmute. So you'll come to the front. Go ahead and unmute, Read.
Yes, miss.
All right, hold it up a little bit. Why are those lines between the line? I'm not so sure about that one, you know, man. Hold it up a little bit. You're using a phone?
Yes, miss.
No, what you use. Ask one of your classmates to hold it up for you.
One here.
And so I can see what is happening. No, man. Hold up the paper. No, man. Why would I behave like I first time when I operate the phone? I can't hardly see what is happening there. It's so blurred. Hold it vertically. You're holding it horizontally. Hold it vertically. Wait. Let me open my camera, because look at me. You seeing me?
Yes, miss.
This is how you're holding the paper. Hold the paper like this. And pull it up so I can see exactly. You realize how you're seeing mine clearly?
Yes, miss.
Hold up yours just like that so I can see it. Yes. Go down to the bottom now. Let me see what is happening there. Jesus have mercy. Him just give me a cocoa. The lines, all right. What I want you to fix for me. I want you to erase what you have. And I want you to look at my line. Look at mine now. Look at mine. Stop showing me yours and look at mine. You're paying attention to what I have?
Yes, miss.
So look, you realize that mine, they're not in between the spaces. Yours is between the spaces. So I don't want that. So fix that. Fix that part of it for me. It's not supposed to be between the spaces. Thank you so much. Achievers, right?
Yes, Miss.
Awesome. All right.
Miss, in a understand.
What? I want them. Who? Unmute. Let me unmute you again. What were you saying? You were saying something. Go ahead and unmute.
Miss, you say in a understand. Where say by
Alright.
between the space.
Look at mine. Look again. Yours is like, wait, let me draw. Yours is inside of the square. You see that? You see where mine, I draw mine between the squares? In between a square?
Yes.
That's how yours look. That's not how I want it. I want it on one of the existing lines. So I can count a complete square because remember, when I'm adding up the squares on the inside, I'm supposed to get 60 full squares. Not true? So fix that.
Miss.
You have a ruler? If you don't have a ruler,
Yes,
you have your ID, use the ruler and draw the line. And just open your camera and show me after. Someone else, Chapelton Primary, any one of you, open your camera and show me what you have, please. Achievers are still waiting to see when you fix it, you know. Chapelton is pure darkness. I don't see, and I'm not seeing anything. Miss Townsend, you can go ahead and open your camera and let me see what one of your students have. All right. Hold on, Miss Roberts. I'm coming to you. I see. Ooh, I want to squeeze up the neck. Put it closer to the camera for me, Miss Roberts. Look like me, I get blind. All right. Thank you so much, Miss Roberts. Miss Townsend, go ahead again. I'm so sorry. Miss Roberts was showing me hers and I had to. Thank you, Miss Roberts. I don't want to butcher your first name. But I see you. Nice, nice, nice. Miss Townsend, I can't hardly see anything on yours. Wait. Just wipe off your mic. Yep, Jesus. Wipe off your camera, please, so I can see a little bit clearer. So just take a piece of napkin or something. It's a little bit blurred, Miss Townsend. So just take something and wipe off your camera so I can see a little bit clearer. All right, Kelly's Primary. Hold it up a little bit higher. Let me see. All right. Awesome. Put in the units now, Kelly's Primary. Put on the units so I can see what is what. So your one look fat. Put on the units, let me see what is happening. Mrs. Graham, go ahead and open your camera so I can see what is happening. Teachers, please to walk around to ensure that the way they have it up is the right way and they don't have it in between the spaces. When they count up, they're supposed to have 60 squares. So that is the first thing that we need to ensure that is happening. Mrs. Archer Reed, go ahead. You can go ahead and open your camera so we can see. Mrs. Reed, why you squeeze up your eyes so like you can't see anything? No, man. So why phone no one fat, so? What size is that, Mrs. Reed? Oh, wanna do it on paper. Put it to the other side, Mrs. Reed. Boy, may I squeeze up my eye just like you know, because I can't see a thing. Me gonna twist my head. Oh, una have different people because me I say, oh, no one looks so fatty boom boomish. Nice. Awesome. Great. Everything is on the line. Great job. Great job. Thank you so much. Wait. Achievers, uno come here. Unmute. What is that you have on the paper? What is that?
Playground, miss.
The what?
The playground.
Rub it out. What are the shapes we're supposed to have again? Tell me the shapes. Remember they said that the triangle should be for the seesaw. So you're supposed to have a triangle, you know, me I see two triangles. Based on what I have on my paper, they say one triangle, a rectangle, a square, and a trapezium. You have one big old fatty boom boom trapezium and two triangles. So within the space that you have there, within the 60 squares, achievers, you need to have a rectangle, you need to have a square, you need to have a triangle and a trapezium, and they should all fit within that rectangle. So draw another one or rub out that one, but that one cannot work. Fix it. All right, so let's go. You're going to need some more time. Wait. So, Edwards, or your one box up, so. Hold it steady. I can hardly. Your paper moving, man. No. All right, here is the problem with yours. We're trying to use all of the space. So while you have the shapes within, the shapes are not connected. We don't want a space to be between them. So all of the shapes should be close to each other. There should be no space. So when one shape ends, another one should begin thereafter. But I will show you the example, and then maybe you and Miss or Sir can go through it. Let me start sharing my screen again. Thank you so much for the persons that would have shared. I really appreciate it. But let us get back to the question. All right, so this is what we have. This is the grid that we have, and you had two options. You were able to use the hold on, wait. Achievers, mute your microphone for me, please. All right, so those are the two options. So you could choose any one of them. As I would have shown, I did something, but just pick one, you know. And the grids are a little bit small. So if you have the opportunity, if my camera is open, so look at mine. And I like when things are colorful. So I went and got some highlights and me just do something. So these are mine. So I would have used the 4x15. So here I have 4 units and going across, I have 15 units. And then I would have had my different section. But never have no orange highlighter. That's why this one looks so. And I would have labeled the different parts based on what they would have stated. But I'm going to show you one big one. No worry on yourself. Let's go again. So this is here is where we are right now. So based on that, these are the options. So I could have gone 15 units by 4 units. That's what I have. I could have done it horizontally or vertically, whichever way, it no matter. Once the units align, it's fine. Or I could have gone 6 units by 10, horizontally or vertical. So your shape should look something like this. So this is what you're supposed to have. So this is what it should look like. No, based on that, no, we're trying to fit all of the things in there. So you have to fit all of the spaces. Remember, they said they need a triangle for the seesaw, a rectangle for the slide, a square for the monkey bars, and a trapezium for the swing. So here is one way of doing it. So this is what I have for my slide. They said the slide should be a rectangle. See, I have a rectangle. Then they said the monkey bar should be a square. So I write the monkey bar is there for you to understand. Because I can't just draw the shape, then you don't know what is happening. So I go ahead and label it. Then I put in the triangle for the seesaw. And then the last thing will be the trapezium for the swing. So this is one way. So just look at it. Depending on what you're using, you can go ahead and take a picture or ask me to take a picture when you're going through it again. You can look at it. Here is another option. And remember, these are not the only way of doing it. There are other ways of doing it. So if you do it another way, then fine. So we have the slide there. We have the monkey bar. We have the seesaw, and then we have the swing. But as I said, these are just the different ways that it could be represented. So I'm going to bring up all the options, and you can just look at it here. Teachers can go ahead and take a picture of what is here. And again, as I said before, this is not the only way of representing this. Any questions so far? Both dimensions can be used. My class does not have a grid to do workouts, but they do want to join for each. Regina Biggs. Let me find you. Latisha Bailey. Let me see which one I can find. All right. Let's see. Latisha Bailey, go ahead and unmute.
Morning, Miss.
Morning. What part of it you don't understand? Latisha?
Miss?
You wrote in the chat that you don't understand. I'm asking what aspect you don't understand.
Miss, that was for the last one.
Which last one? To draw the rectangle?
No, for the one that said dimensions.
Wait, let me go back. What about the dimensions? That you should pick one of the dimensions using the 4 units by 15, that one?
Yes, Miss, I didn't understand what you meant by dimensions.
Oh, you understand now?
Yes, Miss.
Oh, my bad. I am so sorry. I'm just going through the chat and seeing that. I am so sorry. So the dimensions would mean the length and the width of the shape or whatever, or the side of the shape or whatever is given.
Yes, Miss.
All right. Biggs, I'm trying to find. What's her name again? Regina. Regina, you're still on? Regina Biggs, go ahead and ask your question. You can unmute.
Good morning, Miss.
Morning. Someone said that they didn't understand what aspect of it.
The same part as Latisha Bailey, the
Oh, the
diamond.
dimensions. And you get it now, right?
Yes, miss.
Awesome. Oh, you did say it. All right, then. All right. Is everyone good up to here? Did I lose anyone along the way? Let me know so I can address that now. Is everyone good so far? I'm not seeing any hands. All right. Let's go then. So here now we are looking at the number of squares that we used for each section. All right. So we're just looking at one of them. So for this one, you can use the raise hand feature now. How many squares did we use for the seesaw? How many squares did we use for the seesaw? Looking at my screen. All right, Miss Sharp, let me find you. How many squares did we use for the, wait, why am I not seeing the hands raised? All right. Go ahead, Miss Townsend. How many squares? Anyone? I will need the number of squares for all of them. Miss Townsend, you can unmute. Not hearing anything. Go ahead, Miss Sharp.
Hello, is it 5.5?
5.5. Tell me how you arrived at the 5.5.
1, 2, 3.
I added the square units.
All right, so let me get my marker. Let me get my, wait. Let me get my pen here, so now. So you would count the whole one first. So this is 1,
Yes.
2, 3. And we have to count this one, because is this more than a half or less than a half?
More.
More than a half. So me I count this as 1. Warm to this one up here, so. Is this more than a half or less than a half?
More.
More. So how much we gone now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 2, yeah, when I can put this and this together, I forget 1.
6.
All right. So how many square units?
6.
Awesome. So you see how we get the 6? We looked at the ones that are more than a half or the ones that are a half or less. We see how many of them we can put together to make 1. And again, we're just estimating here. So I would have estimated 6. So if you said 5, you would have been out by some. You realize that? But you mute your microphone already. All right. Thank you so much, Rock River Primary. All right. So we are saying for the seesaw, we have 6. And we are thinking about the fraction of the total area. What was the area again? Anybody can tell me what the area was again? Who is this? Miss Smith? Go ahead, Miss Smith. What was the area for the space that we are looking at? Miss Smith, you can unmute. All right, someone has it in the chat. All right, someone said it in the chat. 60 units square. So we are looking at the fraction. So it would be 6 out of the 60. What's another way that I could have represented that? Is there another way that I could have represented that? The 6 out of the 60?
6, 1, 2. 6, 1.
All right, so another way we could have represented it, as Miss Smith's group would have stated, is 1/10. All right, so we are looking at the rectangle now. And I'm going to ask Mrs. Simpson, go ahead and unmute. Someone from your group for the slide. How many squares were used for the slide? And the fractional representation. How many squares were used for the slide?
20.
Pardon me?
20.
20. So we use 20 squares for the slide. And how do we represent that as a fraction of the total area?
Miss 20 over 60.
20 upon 60. Is there a simpler way for us to write that? Can we write that in a simpler form?
Miss 1 over 3.
20. Remember you said 20 upon 60. How many groups of 10 can I get out of 20? How many groups of 10 make 20? How many groups of 10 can I get out of 20? How many groups of 10 give us 20?
And I heard Mercy saying 2.
No, I'm not hearing. Thanks. So we're saying that is 2. How many groups
Yes,
of 10 can I get out of 60?
Samuel, come and speak because Sarah Shay not speaking.
Miss 6.
6. So we have 2 6 now. Can we put this in a simpler form? Is there a number that can go into both the numerator and the denominator without leaving a remainder?
Yes, Miss.
What number is that?
2.
All right. So how many groups of 2 can I get out of 2?
Repeat.
How many groups of 2 can I get out of 2?
Sorry, Miss 1 is
1. All right. And how many groups of 2 can I get out of 6?
Miss 3 is
3. So 20 upon, oops, I wrote 2. I'm so sorry. So 20 upon 60 in its simplest form is 1/3. Thank you so much. Next, we're moving on to the monkey bars. And I'm going to turn to Miss Briscoe. Go ahead and unmute.
60. 60.
How many squares?
16.
16 squares. All right. How can I represent that as a fraction of the total area?
16 over 60.
16 upon 60.
Yes, Miss.
All right. And 4 parts primary. Go ahead for the trapezium.
Again?
Work it out, work it out.
How many squares do we have? Let us look at it together now. Tell me what you think, and then let us look at it. Your first thing that you do is to count the whole squares. So come and count with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
So we have 15 whole squares, nothing to drop off of them. So we look at them now. Is this one more than a half? This one.
Yes.
So we're going up to 16, not true? This one, is this one more than a half?
Yes.
All right, so we're going up to what now? 17. And then how these two go? What would that become? Do we count them as one each or two halves? I'm not hearing you, man. Look, we not count so loud a while ago. I'm not hearing you now.
Did you hear the question? Ask her to repeat the question if you don't hear.
All right, right here, so we have this piece right here and this piece. Would you consider them one more than a half or less than a half? This one, more than a half, less than a half? So could you put these two pieces together to get one? So how many squares you think?
Yes.
I'm hearing somebody say, but them the way around the back.
No, it's right there. Talk loud, it's all loud.
18 squares, miss.
Pardon me?
18 squares.
18 squares. Thank you so much for counting with me. And what is the fractional representation?
18 upon 6.
18 upon 60. Thank you so much for Path Primary. All right. All right. So now that we have all of that covered, I know that you're drawing closer to your lunchtime, but just bear with me a little while longer. Well, let us get through this quickly. Now, these are the other options. Depending on how you have it, you can see it this way as well. So for this one, for the triangle, I would have 11 based on the dimensions that I have for my rectangle here. So it would be 11 upon 60. My rectangle would be 21. So it would be 21 upon 60. My square would be 9 upon 60. And my trapezium would have been 19, which is 19 upon 60. Now, we are going to, I want you now, using one of them, and if you don't have the paper, this might be a little bit challenging. Show that all the parts add up to one whole, to the entire playground. So let me go back. You can write down this one here. So go ahead, write down the fractions here. And we're looking at this one as well. This one for me. Oops, let me clear off this so you can see. So we're going to ensure that it adds up to the whole for the playground, for the entire playground. So the rectangle was 20 out of 60, and we're adding that to the triangle, which was 6 upon 60, and this is for the first one. Then we're adding the 16 upon 60, and then we're adding the 18 upon 60. And this would give us, who can tell me? When we add up all of these fractions, what would we get? Go ahead and work it out for me and tell me what you would get. All right. Seeing a few raised hands. Miss Campbell, go ahead and unmute. Miss Campbell, your microphone is open. Danelia, you can go ahead and unmute.
60 out of 60.
60 out of 60. Awesome. So when we go ahead and add all of these fractions, what we are supposed to get is 60 out of 60, which will give us our 1 whole. And this is another way for the second setup, and we would have gotten the same thing. No. This is the last question. Remember, at the beginning, we said that we did the survey and we wanted to know, we did the survey and we know how many students liked a particular thing, what was the favorite and what was the least favorite. So they're asking now, based on the survey of the children's most favorite and least favorite activities, do the size of the shapes for your design meet the children's needs? What we mean by this? So if this slide was the most popular activity, what you think in terms of space? If the slide was the most popular activity and the seesaw was the least, which one you think requires more space and why? So if this slide is the most popular, the seesaw is the least popular, which space do you think requires, or which activity you think requires the most space and why? Remember that the survey was done, and all of the questions are related. So let me come down here. Pinnock. Go ahead, Pinnock. You can unmute. Still waiting for, oh, there are a few more hands. All right, let me check the chat. All right. The slide, because it would have more children in the space. All right, awesome. So someone is saying the slide would require more space because it has, the slide, it would have more children in the space. And the slide for Mrs. Graham, slide because more children would use it. Chapelton, the slide would need more space because more students would gather there. Slide based on the first shape. All right. So we are saying no. They said based on the design of the survey of the based on the survey of the children's most favorite and least favorite activities, do the sizes of the shape for your design meet the children's needs? So we're going to look at what we would have done before. So remember, without even taking this into consideration, we would have gone and determined some size based on what we have. So we want to see if what we did would have met the criteria based on the needs of the students. So this is what we have. Who can look at this and tell me if we would have met the need of the student in terms of the space? Anyone? You can raise your hand. All right. Would this Layout would have met the criteria of the students' needs. All right, Graham say yes, but me not just want the yes dry, so I want somebody to explain to me. All right, a few raised hands. Why may I lose no man? Miss Stedman, go ahead. Miss Stedman, you can unmute. Miss Stedman, your microphone is open. All right, Miss Campbell, go ahead. Anna K. Campbell, go ahead. Right. Miss Mitchell, go ahead. Miss Mitchell, your microphone is open.
Hello. So does it have enough space? Tell her the answer you gave me.
It has enough space because
Did you make
it is the most, it takes up most of the playground because it is the children's favorite.
And what about the least favorite? What was the least favorite again?
The seesaw.
So what about the spacing for that one? Does it meet that as well?
It met the criteria because it took up the least out of all of them.
All right, thank you so much for that. So yes, you are indeed correct. So yes, this one would have met the criteria because the slide was the most popular and the seesaw was the least, and we would have had enough space, more than enough space. So the number of squares covered in the design for the rectangle is the greatest, and the number for the triangle is the least. Let us look at the other option now. Remember, so they never tell me this before, we just do it one thing. This never come into play any at all, and we didn't factor this in. So for this one now, did we meet the criteria or no? So for this one, did we meet the criteria based on the needs of the students? Miss Stedman, I don't know what's happening with your microphone. Go ahead, Miss Stedman, your hand is still raised. I'm hardly hearing you. Was the criteria met for this one, for the needs of the students? All right, I'm seeing in the chat where they said the triangle is too large. Can you be a little bit more specific? Anybody, somebody, we are almost there. We are this close. We are almost there. All right, I'm seeing a few raised hands. So let me just check on those. Go again and unmute Mrs. Real.
It does not meet the criteria because the triangle is
Wait, let me go back to it. I'm not there.
the seesaw.
Go ahead. This is the reference. Pardon me?
The monkey bar is lesser than the seesaw. So it does not meet the criteria.
All right, so it doesn't meet the criteria because while the rectangle with the slide is the most popular and it would take up most of the squares. You remember your microphone is still open. Please mute. They would have taken up most of the space. The triangle did not get the least amount of squares, so they would not have met the criteria for this one.
Everybody see?
All right, so here is the statement. No, the number of squares covered in the design for the rectangle, which is the slide, is the greatest, but the number for the triangle, which is seesaw, is not the least. Instead, the monkey bars is the least, and that would not have met the criteria. Now we are at the end. Some things that I want you to remember. Ensure you read the prompts and instructions carefully. Everything that is presented on the paper is something that you need. Look at the paper and read it carefully. Always think of what goal you need to meet for each part of the task. You will sometimes need information from the previous section. So you realize at the end, we mentioned about the common area or the common ground, but we needed the area. Although we would have found it from before, we needed it at the end of it. So those are the things that you need to take into consideration. Always look back. Don't just take numbers from the thin air and just use it. Information that you need is always provided. Check the reasonableness of your answer for each part of the task. But know sometimes you can work out something and it don't seem right. Think about what it is that you're doing and if it makes sense. So if they ask you, 1 pen costs $20, how much does 5 pen cost? It can't be $15 because if 1 pen costs $10, $20, there's no way 5 pen can cost less than 1. So you need to think about what it is that you're writing before you write it down. Check that you have attempted all parts of the task. You're not going to be perfect at everything, and that is okay. If you realize that you're struggling with a particular area, try to see if you can move on to another area, but always come back. Always try to ensure that you have attempted all the questions, and don't just leave it blank because you're not sure of what is happening. Try something and see if you can move on with the information that you have. Are there any questions? Any questions? I know you're all in a hurry to go to lunch. All right, a copy of the performance task was shared with the schools, so the admin will have that. I see a raised hand. Let me just get to you. Just give me a minute. Mrs. Graham, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning, dear.
I'm just wondering if any of these questions will be coming up on the grade 4 PEP.
No, dear. I highly doubt it. No, it wouldn't happen. The questions that you will get for your performance task will be a fresh, brand new paper that you will be able to manage. So don't worry yourself about it. You will master it.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Mrs. Sharp.
Okay, my students wanted to know why the grass section stopped. Why the grass section was not included in the what was it again? The entire playground, was it again? The playground area, because they had some of my students had 98 square centimeters for the answer. Some of them came up with 60, but the ones that came up with the 98, they were wondering why the grass section was not included since
No, man, the grass section was included. We counted all of that. Because remember, when we looked at the initial playground, the units that we had, the dimensions, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was 5 by 12.
Oh, well, maybe I think it was
The outside part.
No, that is the thing. We are working with a boundary. So we are working with a particular frame. So we were looking at the picnic area, that is the greenish part, and the exercise part, which was the reddish pinkish part. The white part,